Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into this week's video on the Spark Your Speaking channel. Today we are going to talk about how to look confident when you're speaking and how to speak with confidence. For those who are tuning in for the very first time, welcome. My name is Kathy Lee and I'm an international executive speaking coach, and I've helped hundreds of students in 108 different countries elevate their public speaking skills. If you want to improve your speaking and or communication skills, remember to hit the red subscribe button below this video so you don't miss out on our weekly public speaking videos. All right, let's get started. I'm going to give you 5 easy steps to look confident and to speak with confidence. These are really easy tips that you can implement right away. What I tell my students is, even if you don't feel confident and might have a bit of anxiety or nerves, by applying some of these tips, you will either eventually convince yourself that you are confident, or the least it will do is make you appear confident, which is also important. We all know the saying, fake it until you make it. Now, being confident while speaking in any scenario is so important, all right? Confidence will help you be heard and taken seriously. It will help you close that sales deal, inspire a crowd to listen to you, get your point across in a meeting, perhaps convince a boss to give you a raise or promotion, or convince a school to accept you, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Confidence in how you carry yourself and how you speak will help you achieve your goals. My first tip is to maintain eye contact. Whenever you are speaking to someone or to a crowd, eye contact is a way you are showing them that you are engaged and listening and in the zone. It also makes the other person feel that you are sure enough of yourself that you can look them in the eye and you aren't afraid. When people look at the floor or they look up, or the one I really love is when they're looking past your shoulder, who are you talking to? Who are you looking at? Sometimes it can also come across as insulting because you feel like they aren't paying attention to you. Or you might feel like they are unsure of themselves, or they are deceitful, or they aren't in control, or they are timid. All these words that get attached to someone who doesn't maintain eye contact, not something you want to be associated with. If you're speaking to just one person, that's an easy mark. But if you're speaking to a crowd, maybe find a couple of people in the audience that you can rotate your glance to. That might help. If you're in a meeting and someone asks you a question, make sure to look at them when you're engaging with them. I know it's obvious, but sometimes it doesn't always happen. Now, there is a balance to how much you maintain eye contact. I wouldn't just stare intently at a person without some breaks, or you might just scare them. How many breaks or how many times you look away will depend. If that person is really engaging with you, perhaps you look away fewer times. But if that person seems a bit timid, maybe increase the frequency you look away briefly to put them at ease, okay? It really becomes sort of a dance or a balancing act, right? You want to mirror what they're doing. But the more you work at this, you'll soon find that sweet spot and you'll know how much to make eye contact with someone. But at the end of the day, you want to make eye contact. My next tip is strong posture and gestures. It doesn't matter if you are sitting down or standing up, you need strong body language. We all have gotten used to slouching, but this posture gives off a closed impression, okay, to the other person. They may feel like you aren't welcoming or you are intimidated. So I always tell my students to open up their shoulders, just like this. This gives you an open posture. It's welcoming, it's warm. It makes you look sure of yourself and confident. Do this no matter if you are standing up or sitting down. That's important. This open posture also energizes you and puts you in a ready mode, okay? See, closed is more sleepy. I'm bored, I'm slouched over. Open is more energized. Now you're ready. If you're standing up, keep your feet about shoulder width apart and soften your knees. You don't want to lock them. And plant your feet, unless of course you plan to move a bit while you talk. But if you're not intentionally walking when you're speaking, planting your feet will stop you from swaying back and forth, like this, or shifting your weight from one foot to the other. Don't do this. When you sway or shift your weight, it could make you look a bit nervous. As for your hands, we need to watch them. It's okay to move your hands and arms when you speak, but make sure it doesn't become a nervous habit, like fidgeting your fingers or only moving one hand when you speak, okay? Hand and arm movement should be done with intent and should add to your talk. Like if you're highlighting an important concept and want to hammer home the message, perhaps you make a gesture that complements your point. But if you aren't sure what to do and you're not making intentional hand or arm movements, keep your arms rested gently by your side. Not like straight stiff, but just like this, or you can do it, in front of you. And this is kind of high, but you know what I mean? Just like this, okay? The next tip I have is one we sometimes forget to do when we are nervous, and that is to smile. A smile goes such a long way, and it's so easy to do, but I get it. When you're nervous or you have a very important presentation or task in front of you, your anxiety might get the best of you, and smiling is the last thing on your mind. But I can assure you that in most case scenarios, not smiling will give off an impression that you are nervous or scared or mad or standoffish, okay? Obviously, smiling will not work in some cases, so use your common sense where you think it would work and give it a try. I tell my students to show off their smile when they are greeting their audience, whoever their audience may be, at the very start, right? So this gesture really puts everyone at ease and sets the tone. Plus, it gives off the impression that you are welcoming and you are kind. Now, you don't have to keep a constant smile throughout the talk, right? Only do it when it's appropriate, but for sure, start with a smile when you introduce yourself where it's appropriate and end with a smile when you say goodbye, again, if it's appropriate. Okay, moving on to my next tip to help you sound more confident, which is using the power of pause. In last week's video, I talked about slowing down speech and finishing off words to help you speak clearer. Speaking clear will certainly make you sound more confident, but now I want to add on the tip of pausing more or being silent in certain parts of your talk. People are so often scared of silence because it's awkward. It's awkward. We feel like when we're talking that we have to fill every second so that we don't have any dead airspace, but I'll tell you, the most seasoned speakers out there all use pauses when they speak, and the length of their pauses can vary. Pausing will make you look controlled and confident. So let's say you're really nervous giving a presentation and you're running your mouth a mile a minute and tripping over your words. Pausing for a second, if you feel you need a reset, is powerful. It will give you time to collect your thoughts so you can resume. If you forget what you're saying, pausing will give you time to think about your next thought versus you having to use filler words like ahs and ums, which we talked about before, right? Filler words are distracting words people use often when they are thinking, right? Pausing will make your delivery way more powerful than using a filler word, trust me. And my final tip to help you sound more confident is using emphasis, which will make your voice sound more powerful and confident. Have you ever heard someone speak and they sounded monotone? Meaning there was no character in their voice and they were pretty flatlined like this, kind of like this. Hello, my name is Kathy and I'm a public speaking coach and I love my job. Okay, yeah, we've all heard someone speak like that. This is not how I want you to deliver your words because it's the quickest way for your audience to tune you out. And they may get the impression that you don't want to be there, you're bored, or maybe you're intimidated. The easiest way to add some color to your delivery is by emphasizing important words. So in that example, listen to how I deliver it with some emphasis. Hello, my name is Kathy and I'm a public speaking coach and I love my job. Did you see how I punched out specific words like Kathy, public speaking coach, and love and job? Didn't it make the phrase sound more interesting to you? I mean, I certainly think so. What happens when you emphasize words is you break up a pattern. And by doing that, you catch the listener's attention better versus keeping the same pattern all the time. When you keep the same pattern, it becomes white noise in the background. And people will just tune you out and get bored, right? But beyond keeping people's attention, emphasizing words will make your voice come across as stronger and confident. So next time you prepare for a presentation, I would underline all the words you think are important and emphasize them slightly when you speak. That's all for today, everyone. Just to recap, my 5 tips to looking more confident and sounding more confident is to maintain eye contact, have strong posture and gestures, smile, pause more, and emphasize important words. If you like this video and found it helpful, remember to hit the like button below, subscribe, and share it so others can benefit as well. If you have any questions or topic ideas, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you would like to learn more about the other public speaking programs I offer, remember to hit the link above to go to my website, sparkyourspeaking.com. See you guys next week.